Hello, African sports fanatics. Welcome to another episode of the Safari Soccer Show, the last episode of season 2 of the Safari Soccer Show. And today we are doing it differently again. We are going to discuss the CAF Confederation Cup playoffs and also the CAF Champions League results. And with me today is one of the most followed fans, let me say, African, who majors so much in African football. Please just introduce yourself to my viewers, and maybe just give us a brief history of yourself. Maybe either if you have played soccer before or how you became a soccer fanatic.
Well, my name is Nuhu Adams.
Yeah.
African football journalist.
Yeah.
I have passion for the African game.
Yeah.
And I've taken it upon myself to promote it and then give relevance to it.
Yeah.
So many people are following me on Twitter. I have my Facebook page,
Yeah.
Nuhu, giving updates and everything about African football. So that's me.
Okay, and even before we start talking about the CAF Champions League round one, I think there was news the other day that the Nigerian players who are heading for their league game had an accident. That I think their bus, I think, was on fire. Maybe just wishing them. Though there was nobody who was injured, let's just wish them all the best and maybe a quick recovery to their mental health, because I think that is one thing that affects people, even though they are not physically injured, but I think their mental health, they are kind of affected.
Well, it's an accident and it happens, when you are using machines or when you are using vehicles, some of these things are expected. We are just fortunate. Nobody got injured. Nobody lost their life. And that's the most important thing. But for the car catching fire and getting bent, I think it's an accident. Maybe it's a fault in the car, or a fault in the bus, which actually made that to happen. So we give time to God that after all, everybody on board was able to survive. I remember, I think Plateau United, which is a rival club to Wiki Tourists, even provided their bus for the team to continue their journey. And that's very good gesture. That's sportsmanship showed by Plateau United. So the bus getting bent is an accident, and we should take it like that.
Okay, I think one of these season is I think it has a lot of drama, because as we speak, during the time of our talk, CAF is set to hold an emergency meeting with South African Association about Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, and also Orlando Pirates to deliberate about their remains of interclub competitions amid COVID-19 concerns. I think this year has been one of the hardest to the South Africans representing their country in the CAF Interclub Championship. What do you think about it?
Well, I think I'll put the blame on CAF at this moment, because they failed to do due diligence, because weeks or few weeks to the start of the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup playoffs, CAF should have done checks. CAF should have done their checks to see whether countries are still closing their borders on certain countries, so that they take a decision from it. So before the start of the competition, everybody would have known the kind of decisions CAF were taking. But I think the CHAN tournament in Cameroon took everything away from CAF, so they couldn't do the checks. We've seen what UEFA is doing when they realize Germany and other countries are not allowing certain countries to enter their territory. They decided to reorganize or organize the games in different countries. That's why Liverpool played RB Leipzig in Hungary. Manchester City will be playing Borussia Mönchengladbach in Hungary. There are other matches too that will go on in Turkey and other places. So I think CAF failed to do due diligence. If they had done this, I think these things wouldn't have happened, because before Mamelodi Sundowns would decide to travel, they would have known that the match is not coming on in Algeria. It is coming on in, let's say, Sudan or in Tanzania or in Cameroon. Then the home team, CAF, will take or will bear cost of all these things. So I think we have to blame CAF. They didn't react early. They were not proactive enough to overcome this situation. But I think better late than never has happened. CAF will still have to.
Okay, I think you just okay. Okay, we lost you. I think you had moved your microphone in the middle of our conversation.
Well, so what I was saying is that better late than never. Since CAF is now taking steps to ensure that there is sanity in the game, we have to encourage them. We hope that the meeting between CAF, the South Africa Football Association, and the three clubs from South Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, and Orlando Pirates, will be fruitful. There should be a decision. There should be something from the meeting that will make sure CAF Champions League, CAF Confederation Cup will continue with no problems.
Okay, and let's leave alone Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Orlando Pirates, because also Namungo FC of Tanzania, I think, experienced the same thing. Do you think we should just blame CAF for poor planning?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. CAF failed to do due diligence. It's a poor planning from CAF, because I know Angola have their restrictions long before Namungo were drawn with Primeiro de Agosto. So weeks before that, CAF should have known that if you go to Angola today, you are required to go on a 14-day or 13 days quarantine. So it was not possible for Namungo.
Okay, and let me just ask you, let's just stick to Namungo FC, because I think it was decided that Namungo FC will host the first leg and the second leg of the CAF Confederation Cup playoffs. Between of their two matches, they'll host it at home, and it should be hosted within 72 hours before 26th January. Hello? I think you should unmute your microphone. Okay. Okay. Did you get my question?
No, give me the question again.
Okay, I'm asking, what do you think of the Namungo FC to host the first round and the second round of the CAF Confederation Cup playoffs in their matches to be played within 72 hours before 26th of February?
I think it's the best decision from CAF.
Yeah.
Once the game can't be played in Angola, there should be a way. Yeah. And one of the best options is for Namungo to host both games, or for Tanzania to host both games. So I think that's the best decision. We should welcome that.
But on the other hand, the Kaizer Chiefs also want CAF to compensate them around, I think, $62,000, the amount they used to organize their trip.
Kaizer Chiefs can't determine the amount they need or they want.
Yeah.
Already, CAF has taken a decision that without athletic club will bear the cost of the organization and the traveling of Kaizer Chiefs to wherever the match will be played. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs will have to make any request again because already there is a decision. Without athletic club is taking care of the cost of everything at wherever the match will be played. So that's so simple.
And then the Petro Atletico, when they returned from their CAF game, the Angolan authorities also put them into 10 days quarantine. Do you think this is also a good decision that the Angolan authorities took?
Already, I've indicated that Primero de Agosto and Namungo didn't come on because of the 10-day quarantine. So Primero, about Petro Atletico will be very, very difficult to host games because any team that comes to Angola will have to go in a 10-day quarantine, which is not possible. The teams are to play today, tomorrow, and then return to their countries. So if this is the measure or this is the instruction or this is the rule in Angola, I don't think the Angola teams will be able to host matches. So CAF will have to liaise with them and then find a different country where it will be possible for them to play their matches. And then the matches will be played there.
Okay, let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup playoffs. I think one of the match that really surprised me personally was the game between Gor Mahia FC and NAPSA Stars, where Gor Mahia were beaten at home by NAPSA. What do you think about this match?
Well, it was a shocking result.
Yeah.
If you've looked at Gor Mahia in recent times, they've been very, very consistent, even though it becomes difficult for them to get to the Champions League group stage.
Yeah.
But they've been in the Confederation Cup group stages in quite a number of times. So it was shocking that they failed to beat NAPSA Stars.
Yeah.
We have to give credit to NAPSA Stars. They took their chances and then make sure they get the advantage going into the second leg. So you have to give credit to NAPSA Stars. But Gor Mahia disappointed everyone. It was just embarrassing that for a team that has been very, very consistent in CAF Confederation Cup and CAF Champions League in recent times, will sit at home for NAPSA Stars who are playing in the CAF competition for the very first time to beat them 1-0.
And I think even the Gor Mahia fans have not come into terms with the results today because some claim that it looked like a match fixing situation because the pass that I think that Gor Mahia player just gave a direct pass to the opponent and then the goal was scored.
Your question again, please.
I'm telling you that I think the Gor Mahia fans have not come into terms with the loss because they even claimed that it was a story of match fixing, given that how the goal came in, just a pass from a Gor Mahia player to the opponent, so and then a goal. So they claimed it looked like a match fixing, which we cannot say it is. But then what do you think about match fixing? Does it exist in the CAF Championship as well?
Well, Gor Mahia can still go to Zambia, get a very good result.
Yeah.
This is 2 legs. Mm-hmm. Once you lose at home, it doesn't mean you are out of the competition. You still have the second leg to go and then play and make sure you get a very good result and advance to the group stage. Gor Mahia is having most of their players who have much experience in the CAF games. most of them have been playing in the Confederation Cup stages for Goma here. So I think that should be a motivation for them.
Yeah.
They should psych themselves up that they can go to Zambia and win. And it is possible they can go to Zambia and then overturn the scoreline and get the qualification to the group stages.
So do you think the chances of Gor Mahia beating Napsa Stars in Zambia? Do you think they're maybe a 60, 40% or what do you think?
Well, Napsa Stars are having the advantage now because they came to Kenya to get 1-0 win. Yeah. So they should have the 60% advantage. The rest of the job will still have to be done at home. If they fail to take advantage of their home, Goma here might as well surprise them by beating them and getting the qualification. So Napsa Stars will be having the advantage because they lead 1-0 on aggregate. Yeah. So 60% for Napsa Stars, 40 for Goma here.
And let's talk about the match that Nkana against Casablanca. And Nkana won 2-0 and they increased their winning streak at home. A record in the club competition at 64 matches played, 45 matches won with, I think, 19 draws. What do you think about Nkana at home?
Well, Nkana are always formidable at home. Yeah. I'm not surprised they won. They were playing against TAS Casablanca, a second-tier team from Morocco. So for a club like Nkana FC, champions of Zambia, if they fail to beat a second-tier team from Morocco, that would have been a disgrace. So 2-0 is a very good result for them. I believe Nkana will still get a result in Morocco to be in the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup.
And then JS Kabylie lost, even though they lost at home. What do you think? And do you think they can overturn the aggregate and continue to the group stage?
Your question again, please.
I'm asking you, JS Kabylie lost at home, no, away from home. Do you think they can overturn the results and move to...
Yes, it's possible. JS Kabylie can overturn it. They lost 2-1 in Mali. For them to get an away goal gives them an advantage. Well, if they win 1-0, they still qualify. So for the JS Kabylie I've known in recent years, it's possible they can get a very good result and then eliminate Stade Malien from the competition. But Stade Malien are not going to be pushovers. Stade Malien cannot be underrated. They have very good players. Most of their players were at the Chan tournament. They had Isiaka Samake, Demba Diallo. Most of these players were at the Chan tournament and we saw how they played for Mali. So there's no way JS Kabylie can underrate them, but it's possible JS Kabylie can overturn the scoreline.
Okay, let's talk of Enyimba because Enyimba forward was sent off. Tosin was sent off in the 75th minute of the game and he will miss the second leg clash. And I think he showed a very good move by apologizing to the fans because he was sent off. What do you think about this? And do you think he contributed personally to him being sent off? Was it his mistake?
Well, that was a local derby. Yeah. Two Nigerian teams. Yeah. So the intensity in the game was going to be high. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. Omoyele was shown red card. That's an attribute of a local derby. Yeah. The intensity, the tension, the tackles, the energy and everything was so high. But the Imba got 1-0 win. It is possible Rivers might also get 1-0 win over Imba, and the penalties might decide this fixture. That's how I see it.
So it will be a tough one, not yet predictable at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Once there are two Nigerian clubs, you should expect that it's going to be very tough. And Rivers are having a very good campaign in the Nigerian League this season. So it will be very difficult to predict who is going to qualify. But I believe Imba taking advantage of their home 1-0 Rivers will also take advantage of their home to get at least 1-0, and then penalty shootout to decide.
Okay, let's talk about this. There's a player from Tanzania who is featuring for the Mali champions. He featured in the, I think he made a good move to the start of his career against JS Kabylie of Algeria in CAF Confederation Cup. What do you think about him, and do you think he has a good future ahead of him?
I didn't get your question well.
I'm asking you, there is a Tanzanian by the name Agiri who just made a good start to his career against JS Kabylie. I think he contributed so much with his team, the Mali champions, beating JS Kabylie over. Do you think he has a great future? The young lad, do you think he has a great future?
Yeah, it was a great start for him.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult to see East African players playing in West Africa and succeeding. Mm-hmm. So for Agiri to play his first game for Stade Malien, score the first goal for them against JS Kabylie, I think it's positive, and that's going to encourage him in the subsequent game. So he has a great future ahead. He has to be consistent. He has to make sure he's performing to the highest level. Yes, East African game is quite different from West Africa because in West Africa, we rely mostly on the strength and energy. So I think for him to get a goal in the first game, it's quite positive, and I'm hoping he will continue this way. He will be successful.
Mm-hmm. And then out of all the CAF Confederation Cup games that were played, which result shocked you the most in the first round?
Yes, the shocking result was the woman here, NAPSA Stars game.
Yeah.
Yes, if you look at all the results that came, most of them were expected. Mm-hmm. And the top teams also showed their strength, that they are strong in African football. Yeah. Orlando Pirates got an away victory. Yeah. ES Setif got an away victory. Mm-hmm. Most of the North African teams got away victories. Mm-hmm. So the most shocking one was Goma here, because Goma here has been consistent in the African games recently. So playing against NAPSA Stars, it was a game many people expected Goma here to win, but that didn't happen. NAPSA Stars were able to get that win. So I will give it to that game, the most surprising scorer in the playoffs.
Okay, let's talk about the CAF Champions League. The Senegalese club filed a complaint with the CAF demanding cancellation of the result. I think they lost 2-1 to Esperance de Tunis. Do you think Esperance always have that advantage of the referee? Do you think they have, how can I put it? Do you think they have that advantage of the referee, or what do you think about the Esperance de Tunis situation?
Yeah, I can't say they have referees going their favor or not. Mm-hmm. But the decision the referee took against Tengwe FC was just uncalled for. Mm-hmm. It was unprofessional. But mm-hmm. I can't conclude that Esperance are having favors from referee. If Esperance are having favors from referee, I think no club would have been able to beat Esperance Sporting de Tunis. Mm-hmm. They should be winning all their matches if referees are going their way. But we must say it, that penalty against Tengwe FC was just unprofessional. It wasn't the best. It doesn't tell a good story about the African game. So I was very, very disappointed about that incident. But we will wait for CAF to take a decision. But for Tengwe to say that result should be chalked off, we all know the rules of the game. There's no way the results can be chalked off. The referee can be punished, and that's what we are all waiting for.
But their goalkeeper was caught on camera. I think was it Juju or what in the goalkeeping area? Do you think he was they were using Juju?
I can't say it is Juju or whatever. Everybody and his or her beliefs. Yeah. Yes, someone believes in certain things, and that's his belief. Yeah. If what he did was his belief that it gives him luck. I can't condemn that. I can't condemn it or make complaints about that. He did that and still lost to responsible victories.
Yeah.
So that's his belief. We must respect everybody's belief, and that is my point.
Okay, let's go to Group A of the Champions League. Simba AC won away from home. Was it a shocking one?
Yes, I was shocked, but after watching 30 minutes of the game, the results wasn't shocking again.
Okay.
Because Simba, yes, they have a very poor away record.
Yeah.
But Vita Club in recent times too, have been shambolic, even at home. I remember last season, they failed to win even a single game in the CAF Champions League group stage. So I think they've lost so many players, they've lost so many quality in the team. So I wasn't surprised. Simba took advantage of that to beat them. Simba is having a very good team. They have much quality in the squad. So if you are not doing so well at your home and they come, they will take advantage of that and beat you. So Simba were the 7 winners of that game.
And Simba meets Al Ahly in their next game of the group stage. But then I think also the Simba players were awarded around 135. I think 135,000 US dollars, which is a good one. And also they have advantage of 30,000 fans will be allowed on the pitch. Do you think this is another great strength for the Simba FC players? And do you think they can beat Al Ahly?
The last time Ali went to Dar es Salaam, they lost 1-0. Simba are always strong at home. I've seen how they play at home. I think everything goes in favor of them. Just that Ali will want to prove a point this time. Yeah. That the last time we came, you beat us. The team has changed. That we have added more quality. This time you can't beat us. But still, I know Simba is standing on a good position and they can beat Al Ahly. It's possible.
And also Al Ahly won 3-0, and I think Walter Bwali also scored his first goal for Al Ahly. What do you think of their squad, and also what do you think of Walter?
Well, it was expected. Ali coming from Club World Cup, finishing 3rd position.
Yeah.
Playing against Marek wasn't that's a tough game for Al Ahly. There's the first half ended 0-0, but Ali had dominated every single aspect of the game.
Yeah.
So 3-0 against Al Marek was expected. It's not a shocking scoreline or something. So let's give credit to Al Ahly.
Yeah.
They have much quality than Al Marek. So beating them 3-0 is nothing. Walter Bwali scoring his first goal for Ali shows the quality he's also having. He had a very good campaign at the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Piso Mosmani believes in him. And I think getting his first goal will just spur him on.
Let's talk about Group B. TP Mazembe drew, and also Mamelodi Sundowns won 2-0. What do you think of that group?
Yeah, Sundowns very solid, very formidable when they play at home.
Yeah.
The likes of Ali with that athletic club, Esperance even struggled to get a result at Mamelodi Sundowns. And they were playing against Al Hilal. Yes, Hilal won 2 away games before the group stages. But if you look at their quality, it was going to be very difficult for them to go to Sundowns and get a win. Sundowns dominated. They won 2-0. They created a lot of chances. They missed so many chances. So it was a deserving win for Mamelodi Sundowns. TP Mazembe, it's not like TP Mazembe of some years ago. The quality has gone down a bit. That's why they failed to beat CR Belouizdad. But to keep their record intact, I think that's positive for them. Since 2009, they've not lost at home. Okay. And going by that, 0-0 against the CR Bells, that of Nigeria was a good result for TP Mazembe.
Group C, Kaizer Chiefs have not played their match, but then Petro de Luanda was beaten by Horoya 2-0. Let's talk about the match between Horoya and Petro de Luanda.
Yeah, Horoya is also another strong team whenever they play at home. In recent years, many teams have visited them. El Ali, Orlando Pirates, Without Athletic Club, Esperance. They all go there, but fail to get a win against Horoya. So Horoya is trying to build something in Guinea. They are definitely becoming a force in the African game. So 2-0 against Petro Atletico, who are also for whenever they play away. I am not surprised. It was a deserving win for Horoya EC.
And then Group D, were you shocked when Zamalek drew with MC Alger?
Yeah. Zamalek MC Alger was always going to be very difficult. It was an African affair. MC Alger are a very good side. If you follow them, you see they are very difficult to beat. So I was expecting Zamalek to take advantage of their home and then get a win. But for Abdelhak Hali, who was the goalkeeper of MC Alger, he made a difference in that game. He made many, many saves to ensure that MC Alger are getting a draw. So I would say, yes, Zamalek disappointed many people by not getting a win, but it was expected because they were playing against a North African side, and North African sides, whenever they meet, is always difficult.
Yeah. And then I think can I call it the most controversial game, the game that is mostly talked about, Esperance de Tunis. They are 2-1 winners. What do you think of the 2-1 win?
Yes, Esperance needed that win. They needed to start the campaign on a good note. For them to go down 1-0, come back strongly, get the equalizer before the halftime, and then getting the match winner. The second half was just something they needed. You know, Esperance have won 2 CAF Champions League competitions in the last 3 editions. And many people are expecting them to do so well this time around. So they needed that win. And that's why even going down 1-0 as early as in the first 20 minutes, they still came back to get equalizer and then match winner. It's a good result for them. But I think that is going to give them a reality check that no team is going to be a pushover in the group. It's going to be very difficult in all the game for them.
Maybe before we wind up, Egypt Football Association also declined to host the Champions League game between Wired and Kaizer Chiefs. What's your thoughts about this? I think it's just due to COVID-19 situation. What do you think about it?
Well, initially the Egypt Football Association accepted to host the game, but upon consultations with the health ministry and Egyptian authorities, they decided not to host the fixture again. And I think they have the right to take their decisions. We can't begrudge them. They know why they rejected to host that game. But if they had hosted, it would have been very, very fine for African football. But we have to respect their decision. It is them to decide whether they can host or not.
Yeah, maybe before we wrap up the show, who are your favorites in the CAF Champions League? Who are your favorites to win? Or do you think it's too early?
Ali are still favorite to win the CAF Champions League because they are defending champions and they started on a good note by beating El Mari 3-0. Yeah. But I think we will still have to give some chances to Esperance Sportive Tunis, Without Athletic Club, and then let's say Mamelodi Sundowns, these 4 teams are favorites to win the CAF Champions League.
What of CAF Confederation Cup?
Oh, well, as we all saw the results, we are. I'm expecting most of the teams that got very good scoreline in the first leg to advance. So we are going to see ES Atif, GS Kabili, NAPSA Stars, and all the other teams in the Pyramids FC also. I'm expecting to see them in the CAF Confederation Cup group stages. But the defending champions are still in there. RS Berkane, they are not part of the playoffs. They are waiting for the rest of the team to join them for the group stage. So RS Berkane are still favorites. Pyramids FC of Egypt are also favorites. And to some extent, I'll add ESAT to it because of their experience in the CAF Champions League and CAF competition. So these 3 teams are my standout favorites for the CAF Confederation Cup.
Thank you very much, Nuhu Adams, for joining Safari Soccer Show this episode as we wrap up season 2. Hopefully, we'll also have you next time. Maybe the group stage of CAF Confederation Cup. We will have you, and also we can talk about CAF Champions League also after the play. So thank you very much for joining us, and to the rest of our viewers, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Safari Soccer Show. Follow all our social media handles at Safari Soccer Show on Instagram, Soccer Safari on Facebook, and Safari Soccer on Twitter. Follow my personal social media handles at Yvonne Etta on both on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Thank you very much, Nuhu, and let's link up after the next results of the CAF interclub competition.
Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it.